Hello and welcome back to Lorcana Villain. My name is Baker and today we're going to be looking at some news concerning Set 3 of Lorcana, which has officially been unveiled as Into the Inklands. There I was putting together my video for the top 8 deck list for a tournament that happened in France the other day. Over 200 players. That will still come probably later on tonight. But then suddenly on Twitter, laughingplace.com got the official announcement for Into the Inklands and linked an article with a bunch of information. The official Disney Lorcana Twitter has now as well also put out their own statements and a couple of posts. But most of our information is courtesy of laughingplace.com, which will be linked down below. I haven't looked much in depth. Like I said, I was doing these top 8 deck lists, saw this news suddenly, I was like, oh, there's actually enough information here to report, so let's put the camera on, let's get going. Sorry, clapping, I try and take it easy on the clapping, but I get excited. But yes, the next set is going to be called Into the Inklands, or Inklands. Following the recent release of Rise of the Floodborn, Ravensburger has announced the next chapter of Disney Lorcana. See, the next chapter, so every set is a new chapter, so chapter 2 is perfectly fine to call this chapter, and this is technically chapter 3. So let's have a look at everything that we know. The third chapter of Disney Lorcana will be named Into the Inklands. This latest installment will become available at local game stores on February 23rd, 2024, followed by mass market retailers on March 8th. Into the Inklands will bring additional characters, a new card type, and more to the immensely popular trading card game. With the release of Disney Lorcana, we'll introduce the new locations card type, which I'm so excited for. I didn't get round to doing my 5 features I want in Lorcana, which on that list I was going to call them scenes, but I have been hoping for a mechanic like this, so yes, they are officially going to be called locations, which is so exciting. These cards will bring Illuminaries to Montanui from Moana, the Jolly Roger from Peter Pan, Maleficent's Castle on Forbidden Mountain, and more. Oh, my villainous little face is just so happy. Plus, location cards will add new strategies to the game, as some locations may provide benefits when played or offer bonuses to characters to visit them. And yes, we have our first location officially revealed, and there are a couple of cards that have been revealed that give examples of benefits from being at locations. But we've had our first one revealed, Forbidden Mountain, Maleficent's Castle. So our first card, which is styled differently. Obviously, you see it is a 2-cost inkable, and that symbol, if you were to hold the card the traditional way, would be in the right place. But obviously, this is intended to have in your hand and be able to easily read that it's a 2-cost, but when it goes down onto the field, it will obviously be played in this position. And yes, we have no information on this card. Maybe this is the final version of the card, and this in itself doesn't offer any additional properties, and it's more about characters moving to this location, which on their card text it will say, if you move to Forbidden Mountain, Maleficent's Castle, you do X. There's also a chance that this has been slightly edited to just not include what it does. I don't think that's the case, though. I think this is probably just what the card is, and this one in particular doesn't have any inherent abilities. It will be the other cards that will say, I do this when you move me to Forbidden Mountain. But I say no inherent abilities. We see 3 symbols on this, on top of the inkable blemish, as we mentioned before. On the right-hand side, we see the very familiar symbol for willpower, which is a 6, and we see 1 law. The law is designed in a slightly different way on this location card. We'll get to the cards that have been revealed in this set that get buffs when they go to the location cards, which I had a quick look at, but they do mention about gaining law equal to a location's law. So locations have law in and of themselves. That symbol on the left, though, as far as I can tell, and I even sent out a tweet just being like, I'm not completely silly, am I? This is a new symbol, right? And you know what? I'm going to double check right now. Yeah, well, I tweeted saying, is that a new symbol on the left? And people have liked it, and then I even shared it, and I said, am I really being silly, or is this a new symbol? And no one's corrected me, so I'm going to assume this is a new symbol. But yes, interesting. What does it mean? What does it mean? Now, because there's a willpower on this, that goes to show that you can probably challenge locations. Maybe it's as simple as just your characters can challenge them the way they've always been able to challenge other characters, but maybe it's more a matter of only certain cards or certain abilities on cards can specifically challenge or put damage on locations. So still up in the air, still to be confirmed how the mechanics of putting damage on a location will work. Is it just going to be like a basic challenge, or does it need to be something specific that says do X amount of damage to a location? But yes, this symbol on the left, the only thing that I've thought of off the top of my head is if you are allowed to challenge locations the way that you can challenge characters, maybe this one is the damage that it does back to you. And you may be thinking, well, then why wouldn't it just be represented as the strength symbol? Maybe the difference is making it clear that you cannot challenge with this location and do 1 damage to them. It's strictly if you are being challenged. So maybe that's it. Let me know down in the comments if you think that might be right, or if you've got another idea for what this symbol could mean. But yes, love this art. So excited for this archetype. And yeah, we're going to get the Jolly Roger. We're getting Montanui, and I want Ratigan's Lair. Obviously, I want the Cave of Wonders, Pride Rock, the Elephant Graveyard. Oh, I could sit here all day. Kuzgotopia, shout out to my man Breezy. Yeah, and shout out to Lorcana Goons, who will be happy with the Forbidden Mountain as well as me, because that's where they dwell. But yeah, I'm so excited for locations. Let's continue. Like with the previous expansion, Rise of the Floodborn, Into the Inklands will see more Disney characters joining the game. Let's go. Some new additions include Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales, which I know people are happy to see, and was kind of hinted at in one of the latest lore reveals where they talked about the coin called 10 cents. It's a reference to Scrooge McDuck's lucky coin, his first dime. So that was kind of hinted at, so great to see it confirmed. We've got Kit Cloudkicker from Tailspin, which I'm not going to lie, I have no idea what that is. And Jim Hawkins from Treasure Planet, who I definitely know who that is. So excited to see more Treasure Planet cards. I played Jim Hawkins when I did a musical called Silver, which is a sequel to Treasure Island. It's like 10 years on and Jim Hawkins has grown up a little, and I did that. So it's a very sentimental role to me, as is John Silver. So yeah, really excited for some more Treasure Planet. It's such an underrated Disney film. Additionally, the new set introduces extra narrative across cards as stories unfold through quotes and descriptive text. Flavor text, allowing players to discover even more links between cards. So this is something that's we already have, like links to other cards and like little secrets in the art, but this is confirming there's going to be a lot more of that, maybe a lot more on the nose, maybe a lot more informative. Like so far they've been sprinkling clues. Maybe we're going to get a big chunk of the story in this next set. I hope so. I'm a big fan of the lore. And the new cards are there. We'll come back to them. In total, more than 200 cards will be part of the Into the Inklands expansion. All cards in this set can be played alongside the previously released sets, the first chapter and Rise to the Floodborn, and used to update existing Disney Lorcana decks. Into the Inklands products and pricing. Disney Lorcana Into the Inklands will include 2 starter decks, which will retail for $16.99 each. We'll see. Amber Emerald and Ruby Sapphire are going to be the 2 starter deck types, and there'll be a picture probably showing right now as I'm talking about this, because there's one down below. Additional booster pack, we won't talk about retail prices because that's all going to be up in the air. We know it will. Play accessories for the expansion include card sleeves, deck boxes, card portfolios, and play mats. So more of the usual. But yeah, I will now look more in depth at this picture. So we see the 2 deck types here. So we can see Scrooge McDuck, and that's Moana on the on her boat, I believe. I should zoom in really, but at first glance I think that's Moana. And then we've got Pongo with some of the 101 Dalmatians down below. So I imagine we're going to start seeing individual Dalmatians, and I believe this is Peter Pan, who is represented on one of the other cards. And then we've got the box art here with Jafar front and center, which I'm very, very happy about. We see Stitch here, and we see Pirate Piglet, who is very exciting. Our 2 play mats, one of Moana, which is beautiful, one of Stitch, which I'm sure will be very popular, and then some more deck boxes of Scrooge, and I can't quite make out that character from what I'm seeing, but I'll have zoomed it in for you guys. But yeah, lots of exciting product to come. I'm so excited. I think the last thing to look at is the new cards. I'm just going to double check again Twitter to see if there's been an update since I started recording this. No, nothing new that I can see, but an interesting comment that someone made that's probably worth highlighting. Shout out to it's YGO5. Are you a Yu-Gi-Oh fan? I hope you are. Referring to the new symbol, could be ink cost to move character to location, in my opinion, which I think is a really good guess. That like there's a lot to. Yeah, I think that could be quite reasonable. Just a couple of post-edit comments to make about location. Firstly, there was another comment by It's YGO5 who said, the other floating theory is that's how many characters can be on said location, which I think also there's a good chance that that's true. Another thought that I've had myself is that concerning the willpower that's on a location, what if when one of your characters is at a location, it's protected and can't be challenged, and any challenge on your character at that location first has to go through the location before it can get to you? Something else that could be it? Again, let me know down below your own theories. So yeah, the last thing to look at is this picture here where we have 3 new cards revealed. So first of all, we've got Minnie Mouse Funky Spelunker. I'm definitely saying that wrong, but 0 strength, that looks like 2 willpower to me, 1 cost inkable, Dreamborn Hero, and the Journey ability. While this character is at a location, she gets +2 strength. So there we go, we're starting to see those location references. Ravensburger letting us know, yeah, they're going to be a pivotal part of this set, which I'm so excited for. We also have Piglet, Pooh Pirate Captain, my man. Sorry, clapping again. Excited. 2 cost inkable, 2/2. Dreamborn Hero Pirate Captain. My man with all the characterizations and the ability, and I'm the captain. While you have 2 or more other characters in play, this character gets +2 lore. I imagine it's just 1 for standard, but I could be wrong. And then we see Peter Pan here. Lost Boy Leader. 4 cost inkable, 3/3. 1 lore. I came to listen to the stories. Me too, buddy. Once per turn, when this character moves to a location, gain lore equal to that location's lore. So as I mentioned before when we looked at our Forbidden Mountain, yeah, well, obviously this is the lore that it's referring to, so you can move Peter Pan there and then just immediately gain lore. So yeah, maybe there's something to be said for this 1 being the amount of ink that you have to pay to move a character to a location, and you can't just put them straight into a location. So yeah, I think that's a good guess. Let me know if you agree with that, or if you've got any other guesses down below. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. A pretty off the cuff video. I try to have a degree of organization before I record, a degree of it. But yeah, this literally just came out, so this is just my first reaction to it, and I think there's enough information here that warranted an immediate video to talk about it. And you got to think just we'll get more and more information from here. Like, are we that close already to reveal season? Literally, we just got Rise of the Floodborn. Nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. Are you excited for Into the Inklands? Are you excited for location cards? What do you think this symbol is? What locations would you like to see in the game? I'll hear. I'm too excited, man. Words are so hard. I'll hear all about it down below. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe for all things Lorcana. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you soon.